Hey guys, Train Lover here. I want to show you guys what I've been working on. Paul Cass, a fellow Trainz creator and scripter, was kind enough to make me these curve squeal triggers. They're not really triggers though, they're more like a buildable scenery object that you can attach the track to. The arrow points to which direction the curve is, so that way of course. Just wanted to show you how they work. Still developing, of course. I'm still adjusting to the new surveyor mode on how to build in Surveyor 2.0. To be honest, I don't like it, but I'm sure I'll have to get used to it. So whatever. These are nice because see, this is what I mean. These are nice because they are height adjustable. So if you have a track on a grade, it can be adjusted to match the grade. So that's there. Let's do. You're kind of gonna watch me learn how to. You're kind of gonna watch me learn how to build in Surveyor 2.0. So basically, I try to match it up with the track as best I can, and then this is like so frustrating, but I have to learn the process. So there we go. Okay, so then I would take this and separate. Where is it? How would I separate it? I know it's here. Oh, insert spline point. Okay, spline point. And then there we go. Okay, now I can take this and add this to this point. As you can see, the object turns into the track that you're attaching to it. Okay, so now you go. That is properly installed. There is no coding that you have to do on your end. I might see if I can add some coding which will allow you to select what type of curve. Wow, that looks crazy. What type of curve, rather it's a sharp curve or a more mild curve, because they should produce different types of sounds, obviously. If you're still here watching, thank you. Where we're gonna insert. Okay, it's not. I'm figuring it out. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a route that is. It's just a custom route that I'm building. Nothing too special, and it's more for testing purposes for now. And eventually, I might actually. Well, I probably will incorporate it into an actual fictional custom route. I put one here because I was going to have a curve start there, but I think I'm not. I think I'm going to leave that. Oh, here. Definitely. Oh, yeah. So let's get this. Again, arrow facing in the direction of the curve. And yeah, there we go. Loving Trainz2022, by the way. Would like to see some updates, but I mean, hey, wouldn't we all? Okay, yeah, right about here. We can separate that. I think what I might do with this asset is make it shorter. Make it not so, make it not from this point to this point, but maybe like this point to this point. Again, big shout out to Paul Cass for the research and development of this asset. He has graciously allowed me to modify it as I see fit and release it, provided I have given him, of course, the credit for its original creation. And, oh, there we go. So we want to, okay. It's up to the creator to determine where they'll apply certain curves, because as you can see, this is clearly slightly curved, but you probably want to reserve this for sharper curves, like for example this section right here. Yeah, I'll incorporate it here. So it is directional. You will need one on both sides of the curve. One will tell the train that it's entered a curve, the sounds will begin. The other will tell, obviously, the train that it has exited the curve. And if you don't have it on the opposite end, the sounds will not stop. It'll just perpetually sound like the train is in a curve. The curve sounds themselves are a direct part of my Amfleet cars. They're not, this asset doesn't contain any sounds in it. It's just a means to send a message to the train. The reason we needed an asset like this and not, say, a trigger was because I needed a way to send a message to, oh my gosh, sorry, to each car individually as it enters, and not the entire train itself. A little more on explaining that is, if you say have 100-car train, maybe you're not using an Amtrak train. Oh no, we'll use the auto train. It's a 70-car train. If I use a trigger, it would send a message to the entire train simultaneously that you're entering a curve. So the entire train, even if it's a quarter of a mile back, even if it's a quarter of a mile back, would start to begin to make the squeal sounds, and that's not very realistic. I haven't figured out a way to send a message to each individual car yet, and this was the only way to do that, and Paul figured it out. I'm trying to figure out where I should put the end of that curve sound. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, maybe here. Maybe here. Yeah, I think that's good. These were the original triggers I was using. These were the original triggers I was using, but again, they send a message to the entire train. Okay. Okay. I am trying not to mess up my goodness. What is going on? There we go. So as you can see, it does take a bit of tedious labor, but that's a part of simulation. All the hard work in the background to make the finished product very realistic. Oh, I like that actually. I might leave that like that. Maybe up a little more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so curves are in place. And now we're gonna place a train. We will use my Amfleets, of course. I'm just gonna use the forward versions. Okay, let's rotate. This is the updated version of my coach. I'm still working on fixing a few things before I release version 1. No, okay. Now I need to rotate vehicle. I need to rotate consist heading. There we go. Now when I add a coach, it should. Why is it okay? You know. Change consist heading. I can't explain, but there, when you're using the forward version, it does it. The logo has to be towards the front. The restrooms have to be at the forward end. I don't know why it's doing that, but you know what? Fine. We'll do a 5-car set, 4-5, because that's a typical Empire Service train. Okay, now we're just being ridiculous. Here we go. Can I rotate? There we go. Boom. This should all be one consist. My P32 locomotive currently under major research and development. I know it's looking crazy right now, but I mean, actually, I think the body looks pretty good. But obviously, I need to do some painting. I have my custom bogies that I'm working on. Those are not my bogies. Rotate vehicle. Boom. Okay. And okay. So that's that. Now, okay. We're gonna save this. All right, let's drive. The hopefully this is whatever. Hopefully it works. Okay, you're witnessing some live testing. I swear I spent more time research and developing than I do actually getting to play. But I gotta test to make sure the sounds work. Everything is custom here. The engine sounds and the train horn sound. I've scripted it so that the consist heading is still reversed. That's crazy. Okay, hold on. Alright, well, we'll have to run this bad boy in reverse. Here we go. Currently working on HEP. Yeah, you can see this looks crazy, but hey, my coaches started like that too. This custom horn too. HEP sounds. Yeah, it's still kind of finicky. I'm gonna figure it out. That's gonna fire up after a certain delay. There we go. There's a railroad crossing here. So, we'll kind of sit on the side tall grass here. I'm working on a control set. It's called the control set, basically a separate key to define horn quell and then actual horn pull. Actually, can help that. Control I. No. Alright. So right around here, we should start hearing some nice horn. Some nice curve sounds. Try it on board, see how it sounds. Oh, that's perfect. Another way to determine where you want your curve sounds triggers to be would probably be whenever you embank the track. Perhaps you can at the beginning and end of each embankment, you could have those triggers set.